Today, I'm very excited to show you a little hack using Google's NotebookLM. Have you ever wanted to have a direct line so you can ask a question to your favorite influencer, thought leader, or mentor? Well, today I'm going to show you how to pull that off using the power of NotebookLM. Now, to preface, this is not going to be a deep dive into this tool, right? This is just one specific use case. I want to keep this video short and brief and bring you as much value as possible. So, for the sake of today's demo, I want to create a resource, a project that compiles all of these long form video interviews that Alex Hormozi has done so that I can create an AI generated podcast, listen to it, raise my hand, and ask questions pertaining to my brand, my business. All right. So I've already took the liberty to pull up a lot of videos here. You can see here, this one's 3 hours long. It's a live stream, another hour and a half, another 4 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 3 hours, another almost 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 3 hours, and another 3 hours. I mean, that is an insane amount of time to go through and watch all these long form videos, right? What we want to do first is create a new notebook. And this is where we add sources. So I'm going to ignore everything else. We're strictly using this for YouTube. I'm going to paste in this and we insert. Now, while that's running, we want to keep adding sources. So we're going to go to our second video, rinse and repeat. All right. As you can see here, we've added all of our sources. Now I'm going to call this Alex Hormozi 1-to-1. All right. What we want to do here, go off to our right and we hit audio overview. And what this is going to do is this is going to generate a podcast for us utilizing two hosts. These hosts are going to talk back and forth based off of everything discussed in all of our source transcripts. We're going to have the option to join that call and ask questions as we're listening at any point in time. It is an absolute game changer. And then we can also generate an explainer video. And for the sake of today's demo, let's go ahead and do that. I really want to focus it around this podcast because that's my favorite tool. It's my favorite use case. So I wanted to make this video just for this. But since we're waiting for audio overview to generate, we'll generate a video overview as well. All right. And I think that took about 7 minutes or so. But what you can do here is once the audio is generated, you can either play it or you interactive mode. I recommend just hit the interactive mode because if you play it without selecting interactive mode and want to raise your hand, it'll restart the podcast for you and you can't fast forward. I guess that's one of the gripes I have with it. You can't fast forward back to that point in the conversation where you want to ask a question. So let's preview this.
Yeah.
We've been studying the mindset shifts and, the cold, hard formulas shared by some highly successful entrepreneurs and investors.
Right.
And now we're not going to listen to the whole thing for this demo, but I want to ask a specific question.
Psychological error.
Whoa, did someone just break the fourth wall? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So what would Alex Hormozi do in my shoes? I run a YouTube channel and our focus is around making AI simple and easy to use. I have a list of digital products that I would like to create, but I feel like I'm not large enough or I don't have a large enough audience to sell to yet. And I don't feel like I've provided enough value to sell to my audience. What would be your recommendations in this scenario here?
That is a phenomenal question.
Okay, let's unpack this because what you're describing is a very common fear.
Absolutely. The fear of being too small to sell.
And it relates directly back to that fear of accepting objective reality we were just talking about.
What's fascinating here is that the sources are very clear on this. You should actually go more specific, not more general, when you feel small.
You're trying to attract everyone, but you should be focused on getting the right people.
Exactly. When you go specific, you qualify the audience and they will pay more because the solution is tailored.
So instead of thinking, I don't have enough people, you should be asking, am I serving my ideal customer intensely enough?
The sources suggest determining your avatar by looking at your current best customers.
Even if you only have a few, who are they?
What quantifiable traits do they have? What's the specific problem you are solving for them?
You are selling an outcome, not just a digital product about AI.
No one wants to buy SaaS. They want the result, in your case, making AI simple to use to solve their problem.
Here's where it gets really interesting. The low follower count is an advantage for this strategy.
It forces you to niche down to a super niche.
You can then use that hyper-specific content to attract your ideal customer.
Think about offering a small, compelling offer right now, something tactile.
Like the 10 by 10 concept mentioned in the sources, give 10 people 10 hours of work for free.
Do it one-on-one, solve their specific problem with your AI knowledge.
That initial high-touch process is your market research, your validation, and your first testimonial.
Then you can transition to your digital products once you have a clear input-output equation for your sales process.
Volume is the only thing that separates small businesses from large ones, so you need a repeatable process, even if it's small at first.
Start running ads when you're ready, even with small budgets, to find your cost of acquisition.
That objective data is the reality you need to accept and work from.
It allows you to tune out the noise and the fear of being small.
That's a perfect segue back to what we were just talking about, escaping the complaint trap.
So I'm going to pause that there. You see how much value I just got in my question? It's absolutely insane. Let's go ask another question.
Right, because feeling too small or lacking... Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel called Clearmud. We're small. I just started a few months ago, and my focus is to make AI simple and easy to use. I haven't yet thought about selling digital products. What would Alex Hormozi do in my shoes? Should I just keep making content, or should I start strategizing for the future as far as offerings that I could sell or package in a certain way? My target audience is small to mid-sized businesses, entrepreneurs / solopreneurs, as well as creatives.
That is a clarifying question.
And it's great that you've already articulated your core mission, making AI simple and easy to use.
That's the clarity needed to transition from content maker to entrepreneur.
If we channel the source material here, the recommendation is clear. You are already doing the right thing with content.
But you need to start strategizing now for the future offerings.
Because what you are selling is leverage.
Right. You're selling something people want to buy. Time or status.
They want to solve a problem faster than they could on their own.
The sources are blunt. You need to create an offer with as much leverage as possible.
Alex Hormozi's method involves creating media or software that you cut once, sell 1,000 times.
Given your current focus, the logical next step is to formalize that AI knowledge into a digital product.
Maybe a course, a guide, or even a community focused on highly specific AI solutions.
Think about the biggest pain points you've already solved for your audience through your videos.
That initial 10 by 10 free work we discussed is crucial here.
It forces you to identify the problem they're willing to pay for, which informs your first product.
The fear of being too small to sell is often a complaint about reality, exactly what we were about to discuss.
You're holding an inaccurate model if you think you need a massive audience before you prove your product.
You don't need millions of viewers. You need 100 people to pay you $100 for a perfect solution.
And that perfect solution comes from niching down to that super specific avatar.
You already know your niche is AI simplification.
Now you need to accept that you must focus on the observable behavior of your audience.
Not what they say they want, but what they actively click on or ask you to solve.
Complaining, as we were saying, signals that inaccurate model. You expected X.
And instead of adjusting your approach and finding the monetizable problem, you might demand that reality bend to your content dreams.
Exactly. So the first fundamental step for any progress is just accepting reality, the reality of who your best customer is.
It's the baseline for your effort, not a source of grievance.
And once you accept that baseline, you can radically recalibrate what even defines success for you personally.
This is key for emotional sustainability in the long haul, especially when you're building a business.
Absolutely. High achievement is a long, brutal effort. You need internal resilience.
So what's the strategy for maintaining that resilience while you build your product?
The strategy is to define small, reliable metrics for a good year or a good day that are entirely within your control.
It's a grounding mechanism.
For example, defining a great year as just wait.
I'm going to pause it there because for the sake of the demo, I think we've showed off enough. Look at how powerful this is. This is absolutely insane. It feels like I have a direct line into Alex Hormozi. I just had to take the time to find all of these long form videos that I would normally want to watch. Now I don't have to watch them. Now I just listen to this AI generated audiobook and I ask questions and get answers pertaining to me, my brand, and whatever specific question that I have. This is a game changer. It's going to save people so much time. So if you want to save time watching YouTube videos, go check out NotebookLM right now. All right. I want to close this and go check out this video that it just finished. So it's a video overview. Let's see what it looks like. We're discovering this together.
Have you ever felt like you're doing everything you're supposed to, following all the advice, and still not getting where you want to go? Well, today we are cracking open the playbook of someone who basically threw that standard advice out the window, Alex Hormozi. So get ready, because we're about to dive into his core operating system for achieving some pretty unreasonable results. And really, his entire philosophy just boils down to this one single question. Are you prepared to be unreasonable? You know, if you want to achieve things that other people don't, you have to be willing to do things that other people won't. This isn't about being a jerk or anything like that. It's about consciously, deliberately rejecting average standards to make room for exceptional ones. So what's the very first step on this path? Well, it's accepting one simple truth. Being exceptional, it isn't free. There's a cost. There's a trade-off that you have to consciously make. It's a fundamental choice about the kind of life you want, and just as importantly, the kind of conflict you're willing to put up with to get it. I mean, the brutal simplicity of this is just so powerful. The word exceptional literally means to be an exception. It's right there in the name. You simply cannot be different and fit in at the exact same time. It's impossible. Hormozi basically forces us to admit that the desire to be special and the desire to be normal are pulling in two completely opposite directions. And this right here breaks down those two paths so clearly. On one side, you try to fit in. The goal is just to be accepted. The result? Internal conflict. That little nagging feeling in your gut that you're not really being true to yourself. On the other side, you strive to be exceptional. The goal is to achieve the mission. The results of that? External conflict. You'll have people questioning you, resisting what you're doing. The key takeaway is this: discomfort is guaranteed. You just have to pick which kind of discomfort you'd rather have. Okay, so you've picked your battle.
I'm not going to play this whole thing for the sake of this demo, but this is actually insane right here. Here's an idea. Take the time to come up with a Faceless YouTube channel idea. Compile a list of all of the YouTube long-form videos that you think you could summarize for each influencer. Pop it into NotebookLM, have it generate this video overview, post, rinse, and repeat. Honestly, I'm going to download this right now and do that myself because this is insane. I'm blown away by this. Now, wow. We're learning together here on Clearmud. So I hope you found some value in today's video. Like I said, I'm not going to dig into every single thing that NotebookLM can do. I wanted to show you this specific use case. So let me know in the comments below, what project are you building? Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you do want to see me do a deep dive and demo this entire tool. Let me know that you're interested in that type of content and I'll spin one up for you. I'm not an AI expert. I'm building in public and sharing what actually works. If you'd like to see me make a particular video around a specific topic, drop a comment below. Let me know who you are, what you do, who your target audience is, and what your question is, and I will add a video to my queue, custom tailored just for you. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. My name is Marcelo. This is Clearmud, and clarity matters.